Consider how hard it is to change yourself, and you'll understand what little chance you have in trying to change others. Author unknown.
You should put your shoulders back. And welcome to the Buckhorn podcast. I'm Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
I wasn't expecting that. What is up?
Nothing.
It's a beautiful day out.
It is. It's a little rainy.
I love this weather.
It's a little misty.
It's a little moist.
Ooh,
Moistness outside.
Moisty.
Moistness. Envisioning me. All that I am. Absolute moisture.
I was going to do mouth noises, and then I realized I hate mouth noises.
Ew, nobody likes mouth noises.
Yuck.
I got a tale of 4 worms for you.
Okay.
You know what worms are? Everybody knows what worms are.
Fish and worms.
Yeah, just
Fish
worms.
and worms. Everybody loves little fish and worms.
Teacher did a test in a school here.
Okay.
Had 4 worms, 4 separate little jars. Takes the first worm, puts it in a jar of beer. Takes the second worm, drops in a jar of wine. Third worm goes in a jar of whiskey, and the fourth worm goes into a jar of cool, clear mineral water. A few days later, the teacher shows the results. The first worm that was put in beer, dead.
Okay.
The second worm in wine, dead.
Okay.
The third worm in whiskey, dead.
Okay.
The fourth in the water was alive and healthy. So the teacher asked the class, what did we learn from this experience? Little boy in the back raises his head and says, whoever drinks beer, wine, and whiskey will never have worms.
He's right.
But
He's right. Boom. What's been going on? How's your week?
It's been busy, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're getting ready to leave town for this Outvian bushcraft gathering event in Pennsylvania. And I had a belt sander in my shop catch fire.
Ooh.
Briefly, I saved it. It was like one of those quick fires, but everything's okay.
The sander caught fire?
Yeah,
or the belt?
The belt. So I have a 4x36 belt sander that's really old that a buddy gave me.
Like the motor caught fire?
No.
Oh.
I'm grinding these. I'm doing railroad spike knives right now.
Right.
I'm grinding the steel. Steel throws off hot sparks.
Yeah.
Hot spark goes down in where the belt, goes into the housing and back around.
Yeah.
And as I'm watching, I look down and I see a glow down there that shouldn't be there. So that was sketchy, but I got it taken care of. The motor's fine. It still works.
Okay.
Everything's good. But yeah, and then dealing with the illness. I went to the doctor yesterday finally. Been a month in the making, or 2 days ago now. And she did confirm I have throat AIDS.
Sweet.
She said, she asked what's happening. I said, I've been hacking, a lot of sinus crap. My right ear hurts. She goes, well, your left ear looks like it's got a little infection. Right ear looks fine. So that was weird.
So you got a little ear infection.
And then some viral crap. And then some syphilis of the lung. So she put me on antibiotics, which I took one on the way here. And some other non-cough crap I take at night. I just started yesterday. I just got them, so.
Nice.
But yeah, that's how my week's been. It's just been work's ramping up. It's about to get dumb for me. Next month, I'm going from maintaining 8 properties across the state to 17. So more than double the workload.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. A lot of driving. I didn't have to. Up until now, I've driven to our northern properties. I've driven to 2 of them.
Okay.
In the last 5 months I've worked there. Now I'm going to have to drive to all 7 that are up north. And out to Dayton and Troy, Delaware.
So you're going to be bouncing all over the place.
I was basically central Columbus south, all the way down to Cincy. So now I'm going to be all over the state.
Now you're going all of Columbus.
Yeah. Columbus, Cleveland, Toledo area, everywhere. So it's going to get hectic. But I still don't work weekends, so
hey,
we'll still be good to go here. And
sweet
is what it is. How's your week going?
It was unproductive.
That's how I feel. I feel like I ran all week. I got a lot done at work, and I did get a lot of stuff done, but I feel like not enough.
I still can't do anything.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I'm still limited on what I can do. I can only lift 40 pounds. I had my first round of PT, which will be my first and only round of PT, just to get a sense of what I should and shouldn't be doing. And so he's got the PT's got me on physical therapy of all core work. That's all it is. It's like glute bridges and planks and bird dogs and like breathing, bracing techniques and all. It's all core work. That's it.
Yeah.
And then work-wise, it's work. I'm not going to talk about that place. It is what it is, projects and projects and projects. And then, like, here, I can't do anything. Like, Liz is still mowing, so I can't mow.
Okay. She's not mowing today.
No, she mowed Thursday. And so I just pull some weeds, kill some bugs, save some butterflies, and take some nature photos. That's it. And I have to redo the brakes on the FJ. I got out of the FJ the other day after driving it, and I'm like, wow, it really smells like brakes are burning. The driver's side brake is just on fire. Not like on fire like your belt sander, but
but
it
hot. In fuego.
Yeah, it was in fuego. It was caliente, and it was smoking, and smelled like someone had slammed, like a Mack truck had slammed on its brakes. And you
Like
just had that brake
brake
smell.
Yeah.
So it's like, great, now I got to redo the brakes on the FJ again, and I can't do them because the wheels are like 60 pounds, and I can't pick them up to move them. So, fun stuff.
Get stronger.
Or
You
wait
lift,
another
bro.
wait another 6 weeks and then
Take it
try
to
to work on
Walmart.
it.
They'll do it.
I ain't paying those assholes.
12 hours later, it's done wrong.
It's still not right.
They can't even do an oil change right.
So, got all that stuff going on. Picked up some new beers this weekend, all from Duclaw,
Duclaw.
out of Maryland. Makes me
Where
happy.
did you get those at the Ameristop?
No, friend of mine went out to Maryland for a trip. And
Oh, okay.
she
Brought them back.
went to Duclaw and bought like pyramids worth of beer.
Yeah. I shared
so-
a meme. I know you didn't see because you're on Facebook, but there was a meme I shared a couple weeks ago that was a headline, had a picture of a big sinkhole like in a freeway,
Yeah.
and it said sinkhole opens up 5, like I think it said like 5 clothes washers in size or something. And somebody made a meme of it, said white people use anything for a form of measurement. You just use pyramids for a form of measurement. How
Well-
much beer did you get? About 4 pyramids
Well,
worth.
she had built pyramids.
I know, but it's
out
still
of the-
funny the way
it's
you
funny,
said it.
yeah.
I got me a couple pyramids of
Couple
beer.
pyramids with beer. So I traded her some of the beer I didn't want in my fridge.
Oh, nice. Barter system.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I had asked her to pick me up some stuff, and I said, well, I'll give you money. And she's like, "Pfft, no. So I'm like, well, then I'll just bring you beer from the fridge I don't want. It's good. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah.
And I'll give you this, and you give me whatever you want to give me for. So got some good stuff. And then I picked up a IPA from Decadent Brewing
Okay.
that is it is finished with maple. And we are going to taste that today.
I am going to. I'm going to break my 75-hour challenge and take a sip of this.
You are, and we also
And then as
have.
soon as I get done, I'm going to text my boys that are in the challenge with me and say,
I sipped this.
I sipped this maple beer because I love maple, and I told Martelle I don't care. Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Right, and then we also have.
They don't listen, though.
But then don't tell them.
Well, it's GW is one of them, and his wife does listen.
Oh well,
She'll rat me out,
I can bleep
which
all this
I
out.
deserve it.
We also have moonshine pickles.
I found the moonshine pickles we talked about.
Yes.
You're not going to believe where. Now, I told you I saw them somewhere and couldn't remember. So, Tuesday I had to drive up to Twinsburg, which is north of Canton, for work. And as I'm driving back, it's like a 3-hour trip for me, right?
Yeah.
I'm driving back home, and I decided I'm going to go a different route. I don't want to hit 71 down to Columbus. And I decide to go towards Cambridge. So I start heading south out of Twinsburg, past Canton. And I'm coming up on Cambridge, got to pee like a mofo. I've been on the freeway for an hour and a half at this point. Bladder's about to burst, and I see an exit where there's a BP. It happens to be 22.
Okay.
Well, 22 runs to Circleville. So I can stay on 75, get on 70, stay on the freeway, or I can jump off here, pee, and then stay on 22. I thought, you know what? I've got some time. It'll add about half hour to my trip, but I'm going to take 22 all the way in. Never done it. Well, I get off. The BP was one of those really shoddy, seedy-looking gas stations. Talking like only 4 pumps. Hasn't been updated forever. The first thing I do, I walk up and a guy's sitting outside and said, there's a big sign. Pointing to the left says bathroom around the side. So I walk around, there's 2 bathrooms. And it didn't even say that. I was the only customer in the lot at the time. Somebody left as I pulled in, but I don't think they were real worried.
Yeah.
So I run around the side. It's one of those nasty bathrooms. I try not to touch anything, but I've got to go. So I get done. I wash my hands, and I hate dirty bathrooms, and I hate bathrooms with like the twist knobs, because for you to open the door, it's hard to do without putting your hand on surfaces.
Yeah.
This bathroom's so dirty, I was afraid to use the soap in it. Like, I turn on the sink, wash my hands, and then I use like my wrist to turn off the sink. It's like a twist knob sink.
Should have got like paper towels.
They were out. It's one of those bathrooms.
Of course,
I use my dirty work T-shirt to touch the door. I mean, it was just. Thankfully, I keep hand sanitizer in my van also for this very reason. But I walk inside because I haven't eaten all day. I drank like the 3 bottles of water I packed already through the day. So I walk in, think maybe I'll grab a snack, grab something to drink. And I see a whole shelf, just like we talked about last episode, of Ole Smokey Moonshine.
Right.
Just like I said, you can find a gas station, but it's all their low-proof crap. And the first one I see is Moonshine Pickles in a seedy-looking BP outside of Cambridge, Ohio. I found the Moonshine Pickles, and I sent the picture to my friend again, and she was like, "Where did you find them?" And I told her, I said, "You just got to drive to Cambridge to this crappy little BP." And I haven't opened them, haven't tried them. They
Still
are
sealed.
It's a normal size jar.
Well, it's a normal size Old
Mason
Smoky.
jar, yeah. Old Smoky jar, yeah. These are bottled at only 40 proof. So it's only 20%.
Right.
It's lightweight. It says Moonshine Pickles. They're distilled from corn, spirits distilled from corn, with natural flavors and artificial color, but it looks clear.
It's got a little green tinge to it.
But it says it contains 375 milliliters of the spirits.
Okay.
And it's 20%. So straight out of Gatlinburg. Ooh, government warning.
All right.
Are you a pregnant woman?
So what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the pickle first?
Let's do the beer first, I think.
You want to do the beer first?
I feel like once I eat a pickle, everything's going to taste like pickle.
All right.
I want to take a sip of the maple beer.
So let's do the beer.
Plus, I want to drink it while it's still. I don't want warm beer.
All right.
So
I put them in these nice steel tumblers.
Right, with koozies.
With koozies.
Who makes this again?
So this is Decadent Brewing or Decadent Ales. This is a double IPA with maple syrup added.
I love maple syrup so much.
And this is...
Oh, I'm so excited. I just want to taste it.
9.1%.
Okay, that's heavy.
It is heavy.
Now, it's weird. If you don't drink, when we say 20% or 40 proof is low for moonshine, and you hear 9.1 for beer, you've got to understand. Beer content and liquor content's very different.
Yeah.
20% super low liquor content.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way they can sell legally in gas stations.
But beer...
9.1 is pretty hefty. Your average beer that you get off tap at a ball game or
4.3.
You're talking 4, maybe 5 tops.
3.4.
Some of the light beers are even lighter, lower than that.
Well, I think Busch, Coors, Bud Light, I think they're
like
all
3 point something.
Like,
are they 4?
I think they're all 4.3.
Yeah, they're pretty low. So this
4.3.
is pretty hefty for a beer.
So,
right,
and I've already had a can
You've
of
had
this.
it.
So, and I was super impressed. I gave it to Liz, and she was not.
She didn't like it?
She didn't like it. So go ahead and give it a try.
All right, I'm going to give it a try. You can
give it a
talk
sip.
about it or whatever.
But this, I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was not something I wasn't expecting. Ooh, he's got a confused look on his face.
I'm confused.
Uh-huh.
It's thick, but it's not like Guinness thick.
Nope.
It's
not hoppy like an IPA.
It's a little hoppy for me, but I don't like IPAs.
Right.
I mean, that's what our one review said is Randy needs better taste in beer. I'm not a beer guy. It's good. I definitely taste the maple, which I like. It doesn't taste like a beer.
No, it has
It's got a slight, it tastes like maple syrup with hops in. Is what it tastes like to me.
Yeah.
It tastes like a beer company made syrup. I could eat this on pancakes.
As you're drinking it, the first sip has a beer taste, and then as it finishes,
it's got that sweet maple.
Sweet maple.
It's good.
It is so good.
I really like it. I think I would like this ice cold.
It's much better when it's like right out of the can. Super.
I would
cold.
love it like freezing cold, but it's good. It's got a good flavor.
Yeah, I like it.
Definitely.
They do a lot of weird flavors too. Like they do like a couple ice cream flavors, like a blueberry cream, strawberry cream, some sorbet flavors. They do a lot of weird flavors, and this isn't one I would have even looked at if a friend of mine hadn't recommended it to me.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, in this one, he said, and he's right, except for the maple flavor. You've tried. I think you tried the Maltov Heavy, or maybe you didn't.
Yeah, I think we did a review on that.
It was like 13%.
Yeah,
from Evil Twin Brewing. That he's like, this one reminds me of that. Which is an Imperial IPA, which is like a super heavy IPA.
Yeah, I remember. If I recall, I wasn't a real big fan of that one.
No. But he said this one reminds me of that, plus it has this maple flavor to it right at the end.
I will say it's definitely a sweeter beer, but it does, if you hate beer, because I have some people who are like, I don't like beer, they can't stand it, so they can't stomach it. It does still taste like a beer to an extent.
Right.
But it doesn't taste like a Budweiser or heaven forbid a Corona or something like that. It kind of there's here it came and went very quickly. A tinge of that Hemperor beer, just a little bit of a stronger hoppy flavor that kind of reminded me of that.
See, I'm not getting any of the Hemperor stuff.
But you drink a lot. You drink a lot of IPAs. You drink a lot of hoppy stuff.
I'm starting to drink more IPAs. I admittedly don't drink a lot of IPAs. I still stick to my porters, lagers, and stouts.
Yeah.
I only pick up an IPA that I know that I've had that I know I'm going to like something from like the Brewdog Elvis Juice or Hop Slam, the Imperial IPA, the Maltov Heavy. I typically don't just go buy an IPA to try it unless someone has recommended it to me or Liz buys something and I try that and like that. Because I don't like the heavy hops or something that's super hoppy.
I think this is a beer I want like almost frozen. I want this super cold if I want to drink it.
It's so good. You're going to be blurred out.
I know.
Going for that portrait mood.
Well done.
Yeah.
For an IPA, that's one IPA I can say I enjoyed. I don't like IPAs at all. You know that. I've made that very clear. I'm not a beer guy. I don't like hoppy drinks. I don't like, if I am going to have a beer and it's rare, I want it to be smooth. I want it to be effortless. And people have all kinds of opinions on what that is. And, if you drink a light beer, you're whatever, blah. I don't care.
No, there are certain light beers I absolutely like. I mean,
there are ones I like, there are ones I hate.
And
I'm not a beer guy. It is what it is. I don't care what people think about me based on what I dress or what I drive or how I look. Why would I care
what I drink?
I don't value people's opinions, basically, is what I'm saying.
Right.
But, yeah, that's a good one, man.
Good.
I give that one a solid. Now, what's the price? We always talk price point.
So they come in a pack of 4.
Okay.
And a pack of 4 is $19.99.
So you're talking 5 per.
So 5 per.
In a, what is that, a 16-ounce?
It's a 1 pound. 1 pound.
1 pound.
One
can.
It's 1 pint can.
Okay.
So what? 16 ounces? 16 ounces.
So you got $5 a pop. Well, you're spending that anytime you go out.
You're spending that when you just
to a concert, ballpark.
Yeah.
Most bars, unless they're running like a tap special, maybe.
Depending
but for a higher end beer, $5 ain't bad.
No.
And it's a high octane.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this one a 3, right smack in the middle.
Nice.
It's one I would buy this for a beer if I was going to buy a beer.
I also need to make clear that our rating system absolutely means nothing. A 3, a 2.5, and a 3
are really good.
Really good.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a low number. Like,
No.
we give it out
It's
of
good.
5 donuts. 2.5 is like, hey, we really like this.
5 donuts is
get 5
we're
donuts,
murdering somebody
Yeah.
for that.
5 donuts is I will literally lop off a toe to get my hands on it.
I will go so far out of my way to get something for 5 donuts.
Like Martelle plans vacations
Around
getting Virgil
5
Cane.
donuts. Yes.
That's one of his 5 donuts is Virgil Cane. He makes sure he can get some.
When I know people are going out to Vegas, I make sure that they're bringing me back some. I pay them
Right.
to bring me back.
So to get, and
Two
I
bitch.
think we've each only given 5 stars.
I've only given it once or twice.
You gave it to 2 bitch and to Virgil Cane.
2 bitch and to Virgil Cane
And
overall.
I've only given it to Jefferson's Ocean Voyage 3.
Yeah.
and I can't even get that anymore. So, actually, we've never even reviewed. I should get some of that sometime. We need to review
Got to
that.
find it where it's not $100 a
Yeah,
bottle.
I'm telling
now.
you. But, yeah, so 2.5, 3, you're sitting pretty. Very good job, Decadent. This is,
Yes.
I like the maple. I
good.
want more. After the challenge, I might try and have you get me some of this. I like it.
Okay.
It's not. That's something I could have while cooking some burgers on the grill, or
Yeah.
with a steak,
Or
with
for breakfast.
You can pour it on waffles.
It's a breakfast beer. I mean, it is
Ooh.
legitimately, you could have waffles, bacon, sausage with some maple syrup and have this beer simultaneously.
breakfast for dinner with this beer.
Yeah.
Do Brenner beer.
It's a breakfast beer.
It's well made.
Yeah.
It's well. I don't know why I said it that way.
It's fine.
I didn't cough like most of the morning until I got here. Now I'm dying.
Maybe you're allergic to the show.
Could be.
Maybe it's that microphone is continuing to carry your throat aids.
All right.
Anyway. All right.
We ready to try these pickles?
Yeah, let's try these pickles.
I got to open this jar.
Everything's going to taste like pickles after this.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I kind of. It's got your typical little Old Smoky
Tax
sticker
tag.
on it. See if it makes a
Nope. It wasn't sealed.
no pop. I felt it. I didn't hear it.
No.
Oh, I smell them already. They smell like normal, like plastic pickles.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a little stuffed up, but you have to.
I have to come over there. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I'm trying. It's pretty full. I'm trying not to spill it here.
I need to get wireless headphones. Or just
I'll
sit
let you dig
closer.
one out. Yeah, we're just. Well, if we need a better setup.
We had a studio. Oh, they do. They just smell like a pickle.
Yeah, just smells like normal pickles. I'll have to give you the jar to get a picture too. I guess I should have taken one, just handed you the jar.
That's all right. Ow, shit.
So careful, don't die.
Dripping.
Dripping everywhere,
All right,
just
I'm
like
gonna
normal
have to
pickles.
taste this now because
Yep, eat it now.
I'm dripping.
Eat it now. Doesn't smell. Don't. You always talk about mouth noises. Here you are, dude. I will throw this jar at your head open. Yay! Go down the wrong tube there, did it?
Yeah. Don't do that.
I'm going to try not to. That's what you get for trying to make nasty mouth noises.
I know, that was disgusting. It's not bad until you get to the middle. The middle kind of got a little weird for me. Like the outside, like the tip. Just the tip of the pickle.
The middle where it's thicker,
Yeah.
a lot more moonshiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here you got a little bit of the burn. But it's a light burn because it's slow proof.
It's not even, it's
I
just,
just didn't expect it because it feels like you're just eating a pickle.
yeah. And then it gets a little weird and funky.
It's good, though.
It's
I like it.
It's good.
Well, it's weird and funky. You're not a moonshine guy either.
No, but
You
I
don't
am
like
a pickle
straight-
guy. I love pickles.
You love pickles, but straight corn whiskey is different than bourbon or aged whiskey.
This segment of Buckhorn Bites brought to you by Ole Smokey Moonshine.
Ooh. That last bite of the pickle had some burn to it, too.
See, I started with what was at the very bottom that
Yeah,
had
so
been
did I.
sitting.
Just like you normally do. You
Right.
pull out, they're spears. They're pickle spears. As you can see in the picture, I'm sure we'll post. That's not bad, though.
It's not bad.
I like it.
I like it.
Like, I'd throw those on with a burger or
Yeah.
make some, I don't like relish. But yeah, I'll eat these. I mean, you're not going to get hammered off of them.
I'd
They're
eat
low
one.
proof. You want to take a sip of the juice?
Nope.
Come on, one sip.
I got a sip in my mouth.
Nope. Take a sip. Do it for the show.
Ah.
It's all for the listeners. He's using water to rinse his mouth out.
You can't take big bites of those.
I ate mine in 3 bites.
You did. I cannot take...
I could probably do 2 bites.
I can take, like, nibbles off of it.
I can fit a whole pickle in my throat.
Wow.
Anyway.
He's going to love you.
I want to take a sip of this.
Do it.
Tastes like pickle juice.
Well, I would hope so. It is literally pickle juice.
I recommend these.
I recommend them as well. I like them.
Now, here's the thing.
Shit.
They're, knock the can over. You're a mess.
I'm drunk.
You're hammered.
I'm drunk now.
Moonshine pickle got you. Here's the kicker, though. What's a normal jar of pickles cost? $4.
Picked up. No.
3?
I picked up a jar of pickles for like $1.59.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't grocery shop much, and when I grocery
And
shop,
those were pickle slices. Those weren't spears.
Okay, well, it's got to be about the same. It's not going to be too far off, I would guess. So, when I grocery shop, I know what I want. I just go get it. Price doesn't matter. If I want it or need it, I get it.
Right. I'm the same.
So
way.
I don't pay attention. Beth will do the bargain shopping and go, well, we could do this, but this meal's cheaper, or this is on sale. I just go get what I want. So for the normal jar of pickles, you're paying a couple bucks. For these, you're paying what a jar of moonshine costs.
So
22, I think, plus tax.
Ooh.
21 plus tax. I think any jar of Old Smokey, no matter the octane, even from the blue flame all the way down to the pickles and the cherries,
they're all the same.
They're all like $21.99, I think. So you're paying for them.
You're paying for the name at that point.
Plus, I mean, it is moonshine. It's not just vinegar, water, and cucumbers in here.
There's
definitely moonshine in here.
Right.
It's
Now,
not strong. It's
okay.
not 100 proof.
So
but
now
obviously, you tasted a big difference. I felt it in the middle. The second and third bite for me were the hottest.
I didn't feel a moonshine burn, but I tasted a difference. As I was nibbling down the spear. But now that you've said like the price is basically $22 for a jar of these things, and the octane on it's so low, I'm gonna have to go with like a 1.5. Maybe creep to a 2, but I'm sticking like a 1.5.
I'm with you on that. I like them.
I like them,
but at the price point, I would rather
the price in the low octane. If it had a higher octane and the price was the same, I'd give them a 3.
Yeah, if they use their 80 proof or even their 100 proof,
I'd be in.
They sell 100 proof clear corn whiskey.
Now, if you go down to Tennessee and they have a version of that is an 80 or 100 proof, and you decide to buy them, I'm not saying you have to or I want you to, but if you decide to pick them up and then we try those and they're significantly taste different than what those, and they're better. Shit, it may get a 3.5.
Now we need to do the cherries too, because I've heard the cherries are amazing.
But the cherries we need.
I've never bought the cherries for that same reason. I can get a jar of maraschino cherries for a few bucks. Those are 22, and it's low octane.
Yeah, I don't want. If it's going to be low octane, I don't know that I want
to spend that much
money.
Now, if this was $10, I'd feel better about it.
Yeah,
but for 20,
for 22
$25-ish. By the time you pay tax, you're 20, 25. So say $25. You can get into some good bourbons for that.
Oh, God, yeah.
For the 25 range.
Yeah.
You're already creeping into some really good bourbons. So I bought them because we were told about them, and I said I've seen them, and then it just happened
that you found
3 days after we recorded last week's episode. The day last week's episode aired, I found them.
The universe said, here.
Right. And I sent you a picture immediately and said, look what I just found.
Yep.
So we were like, sweet, it's on. I was happy to find them because of this show. I probably won't buy another jar. So Old Smokey, you made some great moonshine pickles, and I love your Hunch Punch, and we're going to review more Old Smokey in the future.
That's fine. I will say, you said I'm not going to buy another jar. I would buy another jar if they're 80 to 100 proof.
Yeah. I mean, this jar.
Okay.
For 20 to $25 for 20 proof or 40 proof pickles, I probably won't buy another.
Yeah, I would.
Once these are gone, they're gone. Throw the jar away, move on with my life.
Right.
Well, I tend to keep jars. I pull the labels off and we can stuff. But, it's not bad. It's a very good flavor, but for the price point, I'd rather get a jar of Hunch Punch. That's 80 proof and tastes amazing. So that's my review. Oh, did you give donuts? You said 1.5 to 2. I'm going to say
I said 1.5. More 1.5.
Yeah, I'm about
2.
1.5. 1.5 donuts out of 5. I probably won't buy this same version again.
Okay. Yeah, I'm there with you.
So, very good job, Old Smokey.
They did
a
good job. It's not something I'm
you know, if you're gonna jar, here's my problem too, and I don't blame them for doing it, because if I owned Old Smokey and I could sell a jar of 40 proof at a gas station for the same price point as 80 proof to 128 proof Blue Flame,
I'd do it.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't
yeah.
blame it at all. But for me personally, for us, as we review things on the show, I've got to give a fair shake to the people that we say, well, like Decadent. $5 for a beer, that's steep for me as a non-beer drinker, but this is a very, very good beer. It's a high octane. There's value in it.
I will say that
Old Smokey's Hunch Punch, Old Smokey's Apple Pie, which is lower octane, their Lemon Drop, I would buy all those before I'd buy these again.
Oh, yeah, you're going to get more out of it.
The Lemon Drop they're both 40 proof as well. But
you're going to get more out of it.
Right. There's more value to me.
For the Decadent versus other things, this is on par with what I usually spend.
Yeah, it's right up your alley.
But
you have a fridge full of beers at that price point.
But when you, Liz looked at our credit card purchases, and she goes, $21.95. She goes, that beer was $21.95. I said, well, when you break it down, I said it's $5 a can. I said an Evil Twin is $7.99 a can. She's like, gotcha.
Yeah.
I said,
she didn't marry a Bud Light drinker.
No.
$20 gets you 24 beers of Bud Light.
Right. So this one's right on par with everything else I would spend, and I've actually spent more than even $7.99 on a 1-pint can.
Speaking of cheap, crappy beer, did you see the college kid last Saturday that held up the sign with his Venmo?
He's made over $60,000.
Oh, no, as of yesterday, it was $166,000.
He's donating
all donated to the hospital.
Yep.
And
that's amazing.
Busch Light not only has given him beer for a year, they put his picture on a can and honored him.
That's even better.
So, and Busch Light and Venmo both matched what he's donating.
That I said, Busch Light jumped in. I saw that. I read a whole article 3 days ago where they jumped in. They're like, we're going to match whatever you donate. And then Venmo got a hold of it and they said, we're going to match whatever you donate.
How cool is that?
And then money just kept coming in,
this is a college kid
who just wanted money for
beer, got $36,000, and once he had 36, he said, "Okay, I don't need that much. I'm going to donate it."
Was lower than that initially. He got it was $1,200 or $1,600, and he was like, "Okay, I'm." Then he went and talked to his parents, and then it went up to 36, the next day, because other people saw it, and they started putting money in. And he talked to his parents, and they said, he's like, "Well, I'm going to donate the money to this," and that's when he tweeted out that I'm going to take what I need to buy a case of Busch Light, and then I'm going to go donate the rest. And he was shutting it down, I think, at the end of the month. So at the end of September.
Yeah, he said he was going to leave it up until then.
And at the end of September, no more donations through his Venmo. And that's when.
So even though we didn't plan on talking about him, kudos to Carson King. I had to make sure I got his name right. He was 24, college student. This kid made enough. He could have paid for his college, and he decided, you know what? I want to do it for these kids. So kudos to him.
It's brilliant. It makes me want to be a greedy son of a bitch and go put a sign in my front yard with my Venmo account on it. So that when people drive by, they can just send me money. So that I can build a studio for us.
We have the power of the internets here, and people are listening. They don't send us money.
I know.
Maybe we should set up a Venmo.
I have a Venmo. I don't have one for the show, but I have one personally.
Have people send money.
Brandon.Martelle. Look it up.
There you go.
Martelle.
Send us money, and 100% of the proceeds will go straight to us.
It'll go straight to the show.
Well, yeah, that's us. But we'll use it for the show.
We'll use it for the show. Just put in Buckhorn Podcast as your comment. Find the picture of the deer icon also, or instead of, and we'll put the money straight into the show to make it better for you guys.
If we can.
Well, no one tells us what they want to hear, so.
So tell us what you want.
All we get is people telling me that I'm
want.
fucking stupid because I don't like football, which they're misunderstood.
Oh,
I like
one person
football.
said that. It was just Greg. Nobody cares about Greg.
Get a dildo.
All right, let's move on. We've spent a lot of time talking about these two things. It should have been 10 minutes.
So I got one quick thing to show you on Instagram. Hopefully it'll play up on the big screen. I follow a Instagram account called The Dark Side of Nature. Just because I am fascinated.
You sent me this one.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
So I am fascinated.
I said, dang, nature, you scary.
I am fascinated by orcas. Like, orcas are amazing. Like Shamu.
You know when I became fascinated by orcas? Was not when Free Willy came out, but Free Willy 2, because my brother got it.
Yeah.
The DVD came with this little necklace that looked like a hand-carved stone Hawaiian native orca whale pendant.
Except there's no orcas over anywhere near Hawaii.
I was so jealous of him. Yeah, well, that's what it looked like, a Samoan cultural type Native American Aztecian, Mosaic-y,
so
Inca, Mayan, Viking pendant.
I have little two truths and a lie. My last name means the hammer.
Lie.
I have kissed an orca whale.
I was about to make a joke about don't call your wife that. If Liz hears this, she'll stab me. I love you, Liz. Don't hurt me.
And I need one more. Oh, fuck it. I've kissed an orca whale.
I was going to say, if you can't think of the lie, everybody knows what the lie is.
So, last name means the hammer. French translation is the hammer, and it comes from a gentleman named Charles the Hammer Martelle. So it's from royalty. Fuck you, haters.
I can't imagine why nobody likes us.
But when I was younger, I actually got pulled up at a SeaWorld to give what they referred to as Shamu. It wasn't the original Shamu because the original Shamu passed away in 1978. But in like 1984 or 5, I got to kiss Mamu. I think is who it was. Or maybe it was Camu.
It was some moo.
It was a moo. So, and ever since then, it's just been like, orca whales are amazing. We have a video from The Dark Side of Nature of a whale beaching itself to get a baby seal.
Yeah.
And it is just
at first
amazing
when I watched
what they go to get food.
Yeah, to be fair, they're fat, and like me, I will get aggressive if I'm angry.
But they do other, like, I've seen videos of them following guys on stand-up paddleboards and not bothering them. Like,
if they're
just
not
being
hungry, they're fine.
Well, no, they don't. They're not like sharks. People think that orca whales are like sharks. Like, they hunt out of instinct because they see something that looks like their food.
Right.
So a guy on a surfboard or a guy on a stand-up paddleboard would look like a seal in shape. And that's not the case. Orca whales are too smart for their own damn good. Like, they are crazy intelligent.
Well, yeah. That's how
they
Willie
know the difference.
Escaped from
That's how he jumped over. Yeah.
But Michael Jackson was singing on those rocks.
I think that was a movie.
Potato, tomato.
But
documentary.
Okay.
Free Willy.
But
Michael Jackson with his white shirt blowing.
They know the difference between a human on a paddleboard and a seal.
All right, show the video.
So the video.
I want to see it again.
It is. Oh, it's not playing for you.
Nope, it's not playing.
Nuts. But it basically. So describe what this thing comes up.
In very shallow water. At first, I was watching on my phone late at night, like 2 a.m.
It's ankle deep water.
Oh yeah,
it is super shallow water. I'm going to include a link in the.
You could easily be playing there with your kids.
Yeah, and it slides up onto the beach,
and you don't see anything. You just see a seal,
and then boom,
and then all of a sudden, Shamu comes up and just snacks it.
Boom. The funny thing is somebody, because I go through and I read some of the comments on these.
Oh yeah, they're funny,
and a lot of these people.
One said child predator. The other one says, "Is the seal okay?" The seal gets full on swallowed. Somebody said, "Is the seal okay?"
Well, there's a lot of like PETA assholes that get on here, and I'm trying to find the one because I read it to Liz.
Well, you should have screenshotted it. Somebody said that's like a McNugget.
Oh, where's? Oh, here it is. Found it. Let me get all the. So, this person is like, put down the camera and help the seal. Oh my God, humans are literally Hitler.
Put down in all caps, put down the camera and help the seal. OMG, humans are literally Hitler. The seal was swallowed whole by a freaking killer whale. Go help it.
Go help it.
That seal is gone.
It is a tasty little nugget. So
my reply is the burger breathing. Oh, that's funny.
So there are these, and
people are trying to explain it all nice, like the orca needs to eat or it will starve.
Well, no, I
this
think
is natural.
What ends up happening is this guy he's kidding.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
Trolling. But there are people that legitimately do this. Like, why didn't you go over there and help that lion? Why was it being eaten by the other hyenas? Shut up. Shut up. Oh, man, no one's going to run into a pack of hyenas and help a lion. No one's going to run up and help this baby seal.
No, you run into a pack of hyenas and help a lion, then the lion eats you.
Well, or the hyenas eat you. They like to eat things when they're alive. They don't kill them before they eat them because they're fucking assholes. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to include this link because I think this video is absolutely amazing on what orca whales can do. And
Martelle would have ran up and kissed it.
I would have. I would have been like, come here, baby. I love you. Do your thing.
I like big girls.
I love whales.
I like big mixed girls.
Wow.
What? They're black and white. I can say mixed. That's not racist.
What's black and white and red all over? An orca whale after it got done eating.
After it got done murdering a baby seal. All right, what else you got?
Oh, we got all kinds of news. Which one do we want to start with?
Lots of news.
Let's start with Antonio Brown.
Yes, Antonio Brown. Here's what I love about Antonio Brown. He's an idiot. He's one of those.
Is this a football? I hate football.
I hate the hand egg. He is an amazing talent that is getting wasted. And the funniest thing is, I actually on the way here, I was messaging Derek, my buddy. We were talking back and forth, and he found an Antonio Brown shirt, Patriots shirt, on clearance rack already. He's traveling somewhere here in Ohio. And I said, Biden. He said, no. I said, dude, I want an Antonio Brown jersey of all three teams he's been on the last year and a half, whatever it was.
So it's Patriots, Steelers, and who else?
Patriots, Steelers, and Raiders.
Raiders, okay.
Who with the Raiders never played, so I want a Steelers, a Raiders, and a Patriots Antonio Brown jersey all in one giant, like, framed piece. Just because. I'm not necessarily an Antonio Brown fan. I don't like any of those teams. But, man, how funny it would be to have, like, your man cave with all your cool stuff, your Matchbox cards we were talking about, and just have his three jerseys of three teams, like, within a year. Oh, man, what a joke.
God, bye, Felicia.
And I'm sad because in fantasy, I have Tom Brady as my quarterback. And last week, he was third to AB, and Brady got me 24-something, which Tom Brady's going to Tom Brady regardless of who's on his team.
Right.
I mean, they turned a cashier into a wide receiver in the NFL. So, but I was like, hey, that's a great talent to have. It'll help me. Played one game.
And that's it.
And he's gone 11 days on the contract.
So, and he's been in the news for a lot of stuff. Like, he's been accused for, like, 2 bouts of rape.
Yeah. Here's my problem with the whole rape thing. I understand teams have to drop them. And I understand that, like, big companies, when you hear of people doing stuff, you've got to protect the organization,
you've got to
whatever
protect
it is.
the brand.
A lot of the rape stuff later, and I'm not saying this is his case, but a lot of the stuff, like, remember the big rape case with the Duke lacrosse team?
Yeah, it was nothing.
It was bullcrap. It was fabricated.
It was all fabricated.
So this is my big problem. Every time somebody makes a big move like this, you start hearing about girls coming out saying he raped me and I want money because now he's got money.
Right.
So you get these talented athletes out of the ghetto,
which is
out
why
of broken homes or out of whatever. They make big money, and then somebody from their past goes, "I want that money."
Which is why I've never comment on any of this until all the facts come out. So
and that's why I also never rape anybody.
Well, there's that too. But so I don't know. I'm not going to comment on any of that. I am going to comment on this because I think it's funny.
Yeah,
and it'll lead us to our next story.
And I didn't know about this until you told me.
Because it's hilarious. And I don't care whether it happened or not. I think it's hilarious. And I could care less whether it happened. But a Pittsburgh doctor says that AB repeatedly farted in his face and owes him $11,500 in unpaid bills.
That is hilarious.
That is good. Like that.
I mean,
compound on top of everything else.
If I'm a professional doctor and a professional athlete comes to me and does that, I'm pissed too.
Well,
but how do you?
Hold on.
How do you determine if he did do that purposely,
you got to determine that he did it purposely.
how did he fart in his face? What was he getting checked? If it wasn't a check, if he was just getting like his blood pressure taken, did he stand up, turn around, and fart in his face?
Well, that's the thing.
Did he turn around, bend over, pull down his pants, and let one rip?
Right.
Like, I want to know the whole story here because it's either really
Hey, Doc, smell this.
funny.
And he cupped his hand and blew it into his face.
Cup of fart?
Yeah.
You cup of fart? But here's my thing. How many farts equated the 11.5? Is there so much money per fart? The doctor's like, you know what? Per fart, I get $1,500.
Is it per fart, or did he just not pay for a medical checkup?
I don't know. But why would he not? If you have millions of dollars, why do you not pay $11,000?
Hold on. What kind of medical checkup are you having done that cost you $11,500? I don't think my back surgery cost that much.
Well, it could be multiple, too. I don't know. That's funny, though.
That's 10 trips to the doctor.
Why?
At least at $1,000 a trip.
Here's the other thing. If the doctor's own $11.5 in unpaid medical bills, why mention the farting? Just to embarrass the guy?
Right. Well, it's
because I don't think Antonio Brown cares.
The farting is.
I think you would seriously get on camera and be like, "Yeah, I farted."
The farting has no bearing on
That's
any
what I'm saying.
this.
Like, why even bring that up? Why is this a news article?
This is just compiling on top of the
doctor
rape
should just
stuff.
go after him for the money.
Right. This is just
That's
to try to
court.
This is shaming.
Whatever.
This is part of the cancel culture and shaming.
In the picture they have of AB smiling just makes it.
Well, there's a picture of him with the doctor, and
Yeah,
there's a picture of him smiling.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so I could care less what the article says. And I found other articles where AB says that he's got text messages of the doctor laughing about it, like sending text messages back and forth to other people, including himself about all of this. I could care less about any of that. This whole thing, I just think this one piece is funny because there's a man charged with repeatedly farting during a strip search.
Yeah, this is the one I sent you. I didn't.
So this is
read
one you sent me. So a man in Scotland had been ordered to perform 75 hours of community service after intentionally passing gas as police officers conducted a body search.
Hold on. It says as they conducted a body cavity search.
Cavity search.
They say he intentionally passed gas, and they were conducting a body cavity search.
Which means
I've never
they
had
got
a
his
body
fingers
cavity
up
search.
his butt, and he's purposely clenching and forcing stuff out.
I've not had a body cavity search, but I've got to imagine if I am gaseous at the moment, and other individuals are working in that region of my body, things might just happen. I don't know.
You got 2 fingers up my butt. Things are coming out.
It might just be. It might just come with the territory of, Doc, I ate some Taco Bell
on purpose,
and now you're about to do this. I'm just warning you.
Well, these weren't
not doctor, officer.
Officer.
Oh man,
I don't know that we need to go much further into this.
Yeah, they tried to find
the police handcuffed Cook, who immediately began screaming and acting aggressively. He was brought to the police station,
okay,
where he was booked, strip searched. During the procedure, officers claim Cook passed wind intentionally multiple times.
The next line is what gets me. Cook deliberately farted in the direction of the officer 3 times, stating, "How do you like that?" So maybe it was on purpose.
So he pointed his ass at him, went,
or it just happened, and he was like, how do you like that? That's what you get.
Is that assault?
Oh, man.
Assault with a deadly wind?
Is that
wind?
assault?
Assault?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's awful. That's awful.
Well, we know you all come here for factual news, reviews of brews, and that's what we give you. Fart stories.
His defense attorney, Laura Gracie, downplayed the incident, telling the court that Cook had been smoking a cannabis joint at the time and felt police overreacted to the way that they dealt with him.
As opposed to like a hot dog joint or a potato salad joint. They had to say a cannabis joint.
Cannabis joint. Well, this is over in the UK. They're very proper.
Oh, man.
Cannabis joint.
She said, the department wrote on a Facebook post, if you've got a felony warrant for your arrest, the cops are looking for you, and you pass gas so loud it gives up your hiding spot, you're definitely having a poop emoji day.
Shitty day. And we did an article.
No, the article literally says poop emoji.
Oh, I know. But We did an article on a guy who was hiding and farted and gave away his position to the police dog.
Means. That's funny.
That's bad.
I talk a lot on here. I share a lot of stories. Some are true. Some are exaggerated. Some are completely fabricated. The stuff I post on Facebook, on my buddy, on the forum, I talk with my buddies, my car buddies. Sometimes I say the truth. Sometimes I say what I'm doing. Sometimes it's honest. And sometimes it's an exaggeration of the truth. But something that honestly happened earlier this week, out of the blue, my mom texted me and said, "Hey, bud, how you doing? Just wanted to let you know I'm really proud of you." I don't get a lot of texts like that. Not a lot of people are very proud of me, first off.
I don't get a lot of texts like that from my parents either.
Womp, womp. I'm not going to joke about that, even though I really want to. But I'm just wondering, I'm sure Mom's going to hear this episode and wonder how proud she still is of me. This is who I am.
I wasn't proud of that episode. You're talking about, that's a shitty situation to be in.
But
boom. All right. Do we want to get pissed or do we want to keep this laugh riot rolling?
Oh, we got to keep laughing, man. We're
all
having
right.
a good time.
Let's go.
We're all drunk on maple syrup and pickles.
So this one happened here in Ohio, and I saw this.
It only happened in Ohio or Pennsylvania.
We have the Amish, and the Amish are great people.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Let's not say they're great people, because we may do a full-on Amish episode of stuff I've been researching. There's some interesting things.
They do some shady shit.
I don't want to cast an umbrella over all the Amish. I also don't want to throw the blanket statement out that all Amish are great people.
There used to be a show.
Amish country. There's multiple quote unquote Amish countries here in Ohio. There's the big one up in Berlin.
Yep.
And then there's one down Adams County. That's a small little operation. I love them.
There used to be a show called the Amish Mafia.
Full on scripted.
But Liz, one of her college roommates, is married to a guy whose mother babysat the little midget guy that used to run around.
Dude, you're like 47 degrees of separation here.
I know. But
you're going to start bringing like neighbors' dogs.
If I have to.
Baby's mama, and then somebody bought that puppy.
If I have to. But
That's the worst name dropping ever.
I don't care. He was on the he's just the little midget guy that used to run around and break up, like, do all the shady shit.
I never watched one episode of
I used to watch the show just because I thought it was...
a lot of Amish people.
It was hilarious.
I also didn't have cable when it was a big thing, so I've just never seen it.
It doesn't matter. But this, Ohio sheriff pulls over Amish buggy with stereo system inside.
Right.
Got
bumps in the trunk.
How were they generating the power?
Car battery.
To operate that.
You charge a car battery, it'll run so long.
Not that long.
Yeah.
Not with an amp and two. And there's.
I had two 12-inch subs.
Hold on. There are two subs, a by-9, and a 6-inch in this box.
I had a 92 Toyota Tercel.
It is not going to run on one battery, a radio.
Two 6x9s in the back, two 5-inch speakers in the front.
You have an alternator.
Two Pioneer 12. Hold on. Let me finish my story. Two Pioneer 12s, the diamond plates, old school, in the trunk with an 800-watt sub going to it. I went to a Kager in Tarleton. That's the most white trash Ohio thing I could say. And after having some liquid inspiration, decided we needed tunes at this outdoors party. So I put my key not on. I didn't start the car. I put it on accessory.
Yeah.
And cranked my tunes. Solid couple hours of bumps before I realized, hey, somebody turned the music off. No, my battery died. So, I mean, Amish buggy, you can get a couple hours out of it. I want to know what they were listening to more than anything.
Well, that too. I can't get a couple hours out of my battery in my truck.
That's because these newfangled vehicles run 900,000 things now.
Anyway, so in Trumbull County, which is up near New Berlin, I think, which is a huge Amish community up there.
Yeah, huge. Biggest in Ohio.
Huge, yes. So according to police, around 1 a.m. on Sunday, September 15th, police saw two people believed to be Amish drinking while buggying.
I love how it says two people believed to be Amish. These dudes are dressed Amish in an Amish buggy. They're believed to be Amish?
They may not have been.
If not, that's the greatest Halloween costume of all time, albeit a bit early.
Well, I mean, I wore an avocado suit one year.
On Halloween. This was not on Halloween. That's my point. On September 15th.
Okay.
They were
whatever.
Amish.
Potato. Different things. Oh, no, that's not what you said. Never mind. Anyway, so
Potato, tomato.
when police attempted to stop the rolling unit at an intersection of Donley and Mahan Parker
Manhandle.
in North Bloomfield, the two men jumped off the buggy and fled police. Police lost track of the two men in the black of the woods.
Dressed in the black. Two
Men
men
dressed in black in the woods.
Here's
Sorry.
the thing.
I'm skipping over words.
Amish are almost like natives. Like when they get in the woods, it's like some rednecks and mountain men. They're gone.
They're gone.
They know that property, that country way better than you do.
So the
you
buggy
drive around on concrete and walk on concrete and live on concrete. They're gone.
The thing with horses is they know how to get home.
Oh yeah.
And the horse and buggy just continued on down the road.
Yeah.
And had to be stopped
need
later.
you.
Nope. Police searched the buggy and found an open 12-pack, several empty beer cans, and what really shocked them was a working radio sound system.
Yeah.
The buggy was towed to impound. The horse
empty
is
beer
being
cans
taken care
doesn't
of.
shock them. The fact they have a radio system in it. The buggy was towed to an impound lot.
So I guess my real question is it really drinking and buggying?
Well, that's why now it used to.
The horse knows its way home.
Way back in the day, we used to have what was called DUI, driving under the influence.
Right.
Mainly of alcohol, but
Now it's OVI.
operating a vehicle under the influence.
Right.
They also had DWI, driving while intoxicated.
Right.
But the OVI, that vehicle extends to everything. People have been pulled over drunk on lawnmowers.
Oh, I know.
Bicycles, a man lift. That stuff happens. So
Oh, I know.
think that's why they kind of changed the verbiage.
But
So anything that you're in, well, and if not, even if you're not in a horse and buggy, you're stumbling down the street, you still get arrested
that's
for being intoxicated in public.
that's not an OVI though.
No, but I'm saying,
Although you
you're
could
saying,
because you're in shoes.
But your original question was
the horse
is it
knows
still
its way home.
an OVI.
The horse is driving the buggy. All you're doing is trying to keep the horse from not taking off. If that horse decides it ever wants to run and take off, you have zero control over stopping that horse.
I don't know. Good point. If the horse is sober, is he the DD?
Right. That horse, if that horse gets a burr up its ass, literally, it could take off and take off running. The only thing you could do is disconnect the buggy from the horse and let the horse go. If you could get to the disconnect at the hitch.
You pull out the knife and cut the leather strap.
Well, it's not a leather strap. It's all connected all the way up to the harness.
Yeah, cut it.
You got to get up to the horse to cut the harness.
Right, hop out of the buggy, run up,
fuck
cut
all
it,
that.
off in the woods.
Fuck all that.
Gone. The buggy was towed to the impound lot. I love because can you imagine being the guy that rolls up with like a flatbed and they're like tow that?
So that you're like,
how do I
get the horse on the flatbed? Oh, don't worry about the horse. Someone's coming to get it.
Just imagine going down the road. There's a horse and buggy on a flatbed truck,
Just
chained
standing
down.
there.
You get the horse like ratchet strapped down. Hook up the winch to the front of the horse.
Come on,
winch
boy.
him on up. Oh, jeez.
Oh, shit.
That's Ohio for you.
Ohio's so good.
People say Ohio's boring.
I want to move away from here.
I love it.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at? We got a little bit of time here. Our next one is, I'm going to assume this one happened here in Ohio as well. Man runs from SUV with 1,126 pounds of marijuana inside of it, but leaves his wallet with ID.
Derp. Dummy.
Darwin.
Yeah, that's a lot of marijuana.
That's
This
literally half a ton of marijuana.
This is an SUV that is packed to the brim.
It's a
with
piece
pot.
of shit Ford Explorer.
That's not a Ford.
That is a Ford.
That's not a Ford.
That's a Ford.
That looks like a Chevy.
That's a Ford.
Is it?
Yep. Look at
hard to
that.
tell.
Ford logo right there.
Is that a Ford logo?
That's a Ford logo.
Crappy picture.
That's a Ford logo.
Oh, it is. I can tell by the seats.
It's a Ford.
Either way, it's a POS rusted out SUV.
Ford.
Chocked full to the brim of big old bundles of weed. This wouldn't be an issue if they just legalized it.
Right.
None of this would happen.
Well, this may be an issue. I don't know that even if they legalize it, you could legally move half a ton of weed.
You can, to dispensaries. Then these jackholes don't have anything to do, because why would I risk buying from him when I can get it for the same price or cheaper legally right down at the
That's what I'm
corner
saying.
market?
That you couldn't put it in the back of a truck, though, taking it from dispensary to
I'm
dispensary.
saying you got jackholes like this guy doing it illegally,
Right.
go out of business.
Right.
Well, they move on to harder drugs.
We're saying the same thing, just different ways.
Which is why we should legalize all drugs.
Yeah, I'm actually...
Legalize it all, tax the crap out of it. Hey.
I'm kind of on board with that.
If it's done right. It's not being laced with fentanyl and killing people.
I don't think somebody
they're going to get it. They're going to get it, right?
Right. I don't think somebody should be put in jail for doing drugs.
I say no victimless crimes.
But if you want to do drugs,
if you want to shoot up in your own house and you're not hurting yourself, or if you got kid, hey, that's your choice. I don't like
fine.
it. I got a lot of people that struggled with drugs.
I would be
in my life, but
I'd be fine if there were houses
never got into them.
That were businesses that were like basically essentially a crack house with a crack butler. You
go there to do drugs.
You go there to do drugs. You have people that literally walk around to make sure that you're fine as you're doing your drugs. And
we should open a new business.
Yeah, you're a crack butler.
Come do your drugs.
What's your role? Well, crack butler. What do? I make sure people don't die as they're doing crack.
Your job title has crack and butt in it.
Right, crack butt. Butt crack. And you're still having a shitty day.
Oh, man. Flatulence.
Anyway. All right.
I think farting's always funny.
It is.
I mean, I cannot picture...
Unless you're being farted on by your kids, and then it's not so funny.
It's still funny to somebody. No, it's still funny to somebody.
It's funny to somebody. It's just not being... It's not funny being farted on.
Nobody likes being the victim. Nobody likes having poo particles flung their way.
No. But
farting in and of itself is funny.
It is.
I mean, there's that movie. What was that movie with Brittany Murphy and Ashton Kutcher? What was that?
Dude,
Just
Where's
Married?
My Car?
No. It was Just Married, where they went overseas and they were following this lady in Italy or something up steps. This old lady, she just kept farting.
She got the walking farts.
Oh, dude, it was hilarious. And
That's
they're
an old
cracking
people
up.
thing.
That happens, dude. Old people fart. It's funny. You're walking around, there are pranks about it all over the internet.
I know.
It's funny. I don't think there's a situation where it's not. If somebody farts in a funeral, I'm going to laugh. It's going to get... If I'm dead in the casket and somebody farts at my funeral, it may wake me up. It would be that funny.
That'd be fucked up. You're all embalmed. So you sit up when someone farts.
Just lose it.
You fart.
I'm trying to think of that
at
would
your
be
own
funnier.
funeral.
You know what? For those close friends and family of mine listening, when I die,
put a fart machine in the casket.
Put a machine in the casket and just randomly hit the button.
I knew exactly.
Not all the time.
Just randomly.
You can't just hit it every person walks up. It's just every once in a while, especially when it's quiet. That is, I want that. I'm going to put that in my will.
Randy was such a great. What the fuck?
This is right.
I can't go on.
Man. You know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to get one. If one of my friends dies before I do, I'm going to throw it in theirs and not tell anybody.
I'm calling this episode Fart Machine.
Oh, man.
This episode is called Fart Machine. All right, we're done.
We did it.
We made it through another episode. Make sure to check us out on the Facebook, Twitters, and Instagrams.
It's the Google Tweetstagram.
Send us an email to buckhornpodcast@gmail.com.
Send us some whiskey.
Or just send us suggestions.
Send us some Venmo monies.
Oh, yeah. Send us Venmo. Brandon.Martelle on Venmo. We'll put it towards the show. I'd like to buy some new microphones. I'd like to build a studio. I would like to love you guys.
Help us love you more.
I'm doing like a Joel
You've been
Olstein
praising
thing.
Jesus for like 3 minutes now.
I know.
Doing your ending. His arms are both in the air, and he keeps shaking them around like he just don't care.
I don't. I'm wearing my Unicum shirt.
Yes. First thing I noticed when I saw you today.
Yep. So, shout out to Decadent Ales.
Yep.
In their Vermont Maple IPA and Ole Smokey for their pickles.
Yes.
Good stuff.
If you like pickles, give them a shot.
Yeah. Give them a shot. I would.
If you like moonshine, yeah, just buy moonshine.
Yeah.
That's
If you like pickles, buy pickles. But if you like pickles in moonshine,
yeah, give them a shot.
And you want to spend $25-ish, buy these.
Yeah, $25 on them.
So, all right, that's the show. I'm Martelle. He's Randy, and we're out.
Peace.
Pinkies up.